For activity 1.2, there is nothing that you need to submit to a Dropbox. This is more background information on what problem-based learning is and why you might want to engage in problem-based learning with your students. So have you ever felt like you were pushing students through your curriculum or the course that you teach, or kind of through a combination of encouragement and rewards and threats, just trying to get them through? In project-based learning, it's different. Students are pulled through the curriculum by a meaningful question to explore, an engaging real-world problem to solve, or a challenge to design or create something. Before they can accomplish this, they need to work with other students to inquire into the issues raised or the topic. They learn content and skills, develop and answer a solution, create high-quality products, and then they present their work to other people. This process creates a strong need to know and understand the material. And that's the key to increasing students' motivation to learn in PBL. Give them a real need to know, understand, and demonstrate what they learn beyond simply getting a good grade. This graphic represents some of the key design elements of problem-based learning. Some would call it the gold standard criteria for a high-quality PBL. Central learning in a PBL is at the center of the graphic: key knowledge, understanding, and success skills that would include 21st century skills. Students build skills valuable for today's world, such as critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, communication, and leveraging their creativity to help solve those problems. These skills are taught throughout and assessed. So if we look at the essential elements, it begins with a challenging problem or question. You have to frame the project by something meaningful for the students to solve or a question to answer that is appropriate to their grade level. Then they engage in a rigorous, sustained inquiry, asking questions, finding resources, and applying the information to their project and to their work. It's really critical that the project features real-world context, tasks and tools, quality standards, or impact. Or it speaks to the students' personal concerns, interests, and issues in their lives. Students need to have the opportunity to make some decision and have some voice and choice in a problem-based learning project, including how they work together and what it is that they create. A critical component of this is that the students and teachers reflect on the effectiveness of their inquiry and project activities. They look at the quality of the work they're submitting, identify obstacles, and how they can overcome those obstacles. Along with this reflection piece is the students need to learn how to critique and revise what it is that they're creating. So they have to be able to give and receive and use feedback to improve their process and their products. And finally, they need to make their product public. Students need to make their project work public by displaying and or presenting it beyond the students in their classroom. Having an outside audience really elevates the level of engagement with the students and the level of involvement in terms of getting to that quality project. So why use a PBL as a teaching method? This slide contains some comments that teachers have said about PBLs, as well as what researchers have found to be important. Schools have used PBL effectively in all grade levels and courses for all kinds of special purposes. It could be career or technical education programs, continuation or alternative high school programs. You can use it in after school or even summer school programs. Another way to think about using PBL is integrating 2 or more subjects and encouraging team teaching or cross-disciplinary team teaching and putting together a PBL for your students. You can also connect the school to other schools, whether that be other schools nearby or other schools in other regions of the United States or even globally, connecting it to the community or businesses in the community and other organizations. So the key to an effective PBL Also, to me, at the heart of that is a teacher's belief that this is a project worth engaging in. And this is something that the students are going to find really, really worthwhile to spend a lot of energy and time investigating and getting to some final outcomes. So once teachers feel comfortable with problem-based learning, they usually say they never go back. They see how well it works for the students and they enjoy the new role that they play. PBL allows a teacher to work more closely with students, acting more like a coach. Instead of that sage on the stage in front of the classroom delivering their knowledge to the students. If you happen to teach younger children, you'll definitely need to work more closely with them during the projects compared to teachers or students in the upper middle elementary and middle and high school grades. And remember, in a PBL, you can still perform your main job at the elementary level of teaching basic reading, writing, and math skills. At the secondary level, all PBLs contain all different forms of literacy, strategies, and techniques. PBLs motivate and provide opportunities for your students to learn many things, but it is not intended to be a timeout from teaching those other critical skills that the students need to acquire. You're now ready to move on to the final activity in session 1, where you're going to be taking a look at some PBL snapshots. This activity has differentiated examples. There's a document that has snapshots from kindergarten to 5th grade that you can look at, and then there's a middle school, high school set of snapshots that actually includes examples from 5th grade up to 12th grade. So feel free to look at any of those documents. There'll be some guiding questions for you in the worksheet for activity 1.3, and ultimately, when you get to the end of that, you're going to write your own snapshot. It could be for the PBL that you're going to do for this unit, for this guided exploration, or it could just be an idea that kind of hit you as you were reading through the snapshots.